Okay, this is part 2.
And then the child gets to a certain degree of independence from you, and then they start bringing it out. Then they got too big to hit them because they might hit you back. So now you got to be very skillful as how you deal with this particular individual. And this is the same way with Malcolm. And because there was a lot of believers that loved Elijah, a lot of them. And when Malcolm said the things that he did about the messenger, it cut them to the core. You just can't leave out the children of the messenger. I'm not talking about his biological family, but every follower that was truly a follower of the messenger and heard Malcolm saying what he was saying, it was like a knife sticking into them. So they heard also. It wasn't that they would like for Malcolm to have changed and made the turn. But no, we already knew 10 years, that's going to be it. And that's what he lasts, 10 years.
But there was no justification for the way he died.
Wait.
The way he died.
Well, let me say it this way. There is no justification if you are the judge, because you're judging with the limited knowledge that you have. When I say you, any person that has had the opportunity to be next to God, to have drank from his cup, to have drank from his well, sat at his table, that's no different than the snake. When the snake was first brought about, when I first created him and brought him up or made him, he stood upright like a man. And he was my best friend. I'm telling you for real. The snake was my best friend. However, because he kept slipping back to that negative nature of his, we didn't kill him. We made him to do another service, but we put him on his belly. You stay there for the rest of your existence. So it's the same thing with a live, living person that's not a lesser being, but a real being. And you give your time and energy and knowledge and faith and belief and everything into that person and say, here, you got it, you can go. And they go and then turn against you to put stoppers on your road. However, they could have never done it if you didn't raise them up. So the justification to receive what he did, he received what he sowed. So, hey, I'll show you how. What happened to him, just like this, he got shot, standing by a podium, and killed. If I actually did it, I don't kill you like that. I don't do that. I make you to taste death for a long time. Because after you're dead, ain't nothing I can do with you. Death settles it all. If I'm going to do anything else to you, I got to bring you back and put you into another person or another body and start punishing you then. And when I do that, I'll bring you back into a family that does nothing but give hell. So you start catching hell in the mother's womb because she ain't eating right, she ain't thinking right, eating a bunch of stuff. The baby got gas on the inside of the stomach. You see her stomach flipping all kind of flips. The baby's in there crying and hollering because the gas is killing it. So I'm getting you even in the womb. I'm God. So the way Malcolm went, it was a mercy. It may not be to you, but you're not the judge.
Okay.
Is that understandable? In other words, I'm not going to argue. I'm speaking as myself. And I want to give clarity. I'm not boasting. I'm not bragging. You got to know how I work. Unless you fall up in the same trap. And it's not necessary. Malcolm got what he deserved. And if he didn't get it, then you can say God is an unjust God. Why in the hell did he let that man die like that? Ain't he God? Wasn't he speaking for him? Didn't he get many converts? And then God let him get shot? Oh, no. But since you want to know the real truth, I'm sharing it with you, then you should say, oh, now I see. It was a mercy. And it spoke to many other people to let them know, don't try that. You know, the messenger of Allah is the messenger of the supreme being. not a messenger for you to come and ridicule. When you do so much to the least of mine, you've done it to me. And the messenger was not the least of mine. Do you all understand what's being said? Yes, ma'am.
So when Malcolm stepped out of the circle of love and got killed, the messenger, he did not suffer? There was no grief?
All of us suffered. All of us, not just the messenger. All of us suffered. The brother was brilliant. In other words, we had 10 years of light. The man went and faced the enemy and said, thus and so. And the enemy couldn't do nothing. We loved it. But then when he turned from the enemy and turned back to his teacher and did the same thing with his teacher, then we said, oh, hold up. Wait a minute. Now, we ain't going for that. Man, what the hell is wrong with you? And he wouldn't turn. Just from the statement of the messenger telling him, because you spoke out of turn. When I directed you and instructed you, when Kennedy got killed, don't say nothing. No, he had to come and say, well, the chickens has finally come home to roost. And the messenger said, because you made that statement, I'm not going to put you down, but I'm going to set you down. I'm not putting you out, but I'm setting you down for 90 days. I think it was 90 days. He's so proud, he can't take that. You going to sit me down? He got to thinking he the messenger. You see, so all these things, when you've got all of the evidence, when you got all of the knowledge concerning a thing, then you can properly judge it. However, until then, you can only go on what you think you have. Since God is here, me, I can give you every detail as to what took place. But generally speaking, if you have any children, and they go out and represent you to the point where the public is always praising you, and because they're praising you, whatnot, you give more and more freedom to the child, meaning you give the child more and more power because of all this praise you're getting from the ones that's witnessing your child. And then they turn against you. Then you say, hold up, I'm the one that fed you. I'm the one that made you. I'm the one that's keeping you. I'm the one that's clothing you. How can you justify what you're doing to me? But they don't care. They're doing it anyhow. You might love them, but you say, hey, look, you got to go. And when God says you got to go, he don't mean, well, you got to get up and go out your house. You got to go. So since he reaped what he sowed, it was distasteful. However, to me, it was mercy. If you don't think it's mercy, look at the other hypocrite that makes Malcolm look like child's play. Minister Lewis. He got a disease that he can't shake. He got a disease that the white man can't cure. But he's my man. He cannot go to the bathroom like the average man is supposed to go. And he's my man. His urinary tract has been rerouted. But he's my man. And I told him before that ever happened. I said, no, ain't nobody going to kill you. You can forget that. You can say what you want. You have many people that want to try it. It ain't going to happen because I'm protecting you. But I will get you. And you tell me if I ain't got it.
Okay, this is my last question.
You see, hold on a minute. Don't forget your question. You need to know this. And I'm not saying it as a battle or something to fight over. You're looking at it. You live in it. It was in it, just like I told the messenger, he'll last for 10 years. Then the messenger came back and said, look, you're going to, in my absence, you're going to witness a hypocrite that will make Malcolm look like child's play. Malcolm took a third. The minister got the whole nation. And the ones that was with the messenger got it set up in such a way, we can't even go back. Can't go to the temple because the ones that came in knows nothing about the messenger. They only know about Farrakhan. If you come in even looking like you was a Muslim, they don't let you in the door. Or talk to you some kind of crazy way. You know, it's like a disgrace to come up underneath the messenger, old fogey. And the very people I said I'd come to get was the ones that came under the messenger, nobody else. Not nobody come under Wallace or the minister. He was only a reminder, not a gatherer. I come to gather the ones that was with the messenger, to present them to their Lord. And it styled already that it would be a number, numbering 144,000. So we got to understand what's going on. So because I'm here talking now, maybe one of the children of the 144,000 will go home and say, I met God. Well, how is that? Did you meet Master Rod Muhammad? No. He said his name was Royal. However, what he said, he got to be God. Dad, maybe you need to go check him out. He come to fulfill the promise to you. So that's what's happening.
Okay, I said it was one, but it's one more. I mean, two more.
Right.
Master Farad Muhammad, whose father name was Alonzo, you don't hear a lot of people talk about Master Farad Muhammad having a sister. A lot of people don't talk about that, and I wonder why. And the second question, and I'm going to have a seat. I know in the last days of the messenger, he was very ill. He was so ill until you can hear his breathing. Bronchitis, heart problems.
Right.
All right. On his deathbed, he had two visitors to come to him. Two visitors.
Yes, ma'am.
They were not from the United States.
Right.
Do you know who they were?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So you asked me who were they? Well, in these terms, we would call them angels. In the messenger's language, we call them scientists. And what was their purpose for coming? It's written in Scripture that when Moses passed, if we can say he passed, nobody could find his sepulchre or grave. Can't find it. Two angels came to take him. It's written, and if it's not written in a way where you can find it, I'm telling you straight out from what we may say the horse's mouth. Elijah is to be preserved, his body, to last as long as the earth. So the two men that were there took his body and placed another one there in his place, for the express purpose of taking his body and preserving it. Because what I and we are going to do is going to be so magnificent that the world and other worlds from other planets and galaxies is going to go, they're going to be asking, who got this started? And we'll be able to say, he. We'll still have his body. We're going to, well, matter of fact, we've already done it. We petrified it. You know, the others used embalm and whatnot, and the last, like they took Jesus' body and embalmed his body, made it last 10,000 years. But we didn't embalm the messenger. We petrified his body. So when the question is asked, we can present it. So that was the two that was there. Now, the other question you asked me, what was it? Oh, Master Farad Muhammad's sister. You listening? And you tell me if you had somebody else to tell you this before, even just a little bit that you heard. You know, ever since God has been God, or the Supreme Being, or Allah, ever since He has created Himself, and when it got to the point where He brought in another being to complement Himself, which we call woman, He kept the law that He had brought into existence of giving. Like I said before, it is better to give than to receive. So since He made the woman, you made you. In order for you to be comfortable in your make, when you were to produce a child, the first one He gave you was you, a girl. That made you very comfortable because now you got yourself. You can study yourself through your daughter. That's the law. So it was when we brought about Master Farad Muhammad. The first child was a girl. They call her Baby G. Some people think it was Baby God, but it means baby girl. That's in keeping with the law. Then after that, the woman is not so adamant or unwilling to produce or give him himself back. She's more willing to give him a son after she's had herself a daughter. And that's why if you look at your hand, left or right, the thumb represents Allah. The index finger represents man, father. Next to that, mother, woman. Next to that, daughter. Right next to the mother. Then after that, here comes the little son. But he has power, so he's close to his dad. Both of them are shorter than the rest. The thumb is given basic foundation to the other 4 fingers. If you don't think so, cut your finger off, with your thumb off, and button your shirt. You might do it, but it's going to be difficult. Cut your big toe off and see if you don't limp. You see, all these things we need to know, and when you know it, it makes white folks look very weak. Because when you look at it, everything they got going has got to be redone, refueled. Always read, all the way up till you start talking about men, they call it religion. Meaning reliving. Reliving like a dog going to his vomit. Re-eating it. Reliving, because this life that he's doing reliving is like vomit. You get nothing from it. You get into the ceiling, or what they call the ceiling, and make the big bucks. The only thing you get that you might think there's something, you get 3 or 4 different women. You get a better grade of scotch. You know, a better car. Maybe get your own jet. But now they don't let you fly into the airport unless they check the jet out. So everything you get that this man has produced is a problem. A problem.
Okay, with that, we're going to end part 2. Stay tuned if you want to hear the rest. And submit your questions and comments.